everyone, Lavinia the Cat here, and today I will be reading you all Chapter 4 of Daughter of Raven and Robin, a Teen Titans fan fiction written by the Shadow Lioness. Now this is apparently a sequel to The Raven and the Robin, which we read almost a week ago. And since Blaze, Cream, and Amy read the first 3 chapters, I might as well go ahead and give Chapter 4 a read. Now this is apparently about Raven and Robin's daughter a few years after The Raven and the Robin. Shadow Lioness, if you're watching this, thank you all very, very much for giving us permission to read your stories like this one. Now without wasting any more time, let's get reading. Rosalie Grayson, throughout the years, grew up to be 14 years old. She was able to fight crime with her parents and the other Titans. She learned how to control her powers, and she got the hang of her powers. Rosalie was eating pizza with Raven, Robin, along with her sister, Renesmee, who was 11 years old, Violet, who was 9, Alicia was 7, and Leo and Emily were both 5 years old. "This pizza is great," Rosalie said to her parents. "Thanks, sweetheart. It's what you all like," Raven replied. "You all are perfect children," Robin said. He looked to see Emily and Alicia, who both didn't have Raven's powers. He looked at his wife. "I think Emily and Alicia either don't have powers or they're just late on having them." "Powers or not, they'll be the Titans," Raven replied as she kissed Robin. Rosalie can see in the distance that there was something strange going on in the streets of Jump City. There was a cinder block attacking the city. All the Titans got together and were ready to fight. "Renesmee, take Violet, Alicia, Emily, and Leo back to the tower," Rosalie said to her sister. Renesmee nodded and took her siblings to the tower. "Go ahead, Rose. Say what you always wanted to say." Robin smiled at his daughter. Rosalie nodded and smiled back at her father. "Titans, go!" Rosalie shouted as the Titans began to fight. The fight went on for a couple of minutes as Cinderblock was getting away. Rosalie flew after him. As she thought she lost him, she looked around and Cinderblock hit Rosalie. That caused her to hit herself on the wall of one of the buildings. She got up and used her powers to knock Cinderblock down to the ground. "Want a piece of me?" Rosalie asked, as she was getting ready to knock Cinderblock down. "Azarath Mentrion Zenthos!" Rosalie's spell caused the Cinderblock to be knocked out. With waves of water splashed the large Cinderblock monster down to the ground. "We did it!" Starflight cheered as Rosalie smiled at her parents and at the other Titans. Robin smiled at his daughter along with Raven. "You did very well, Rosalie. You sure are like a new image of your mother," Robin said as he hugged his daughter, Rosalie, then put her hood down to reveal her long purple hair, which passed her shoulders. "I did it, Mommy. I controlled my powers," Rosalie cheered as she hugged her mother. "Yes, you did, Rosalie. I knew you had it in you," Raven replied as she smiled at her daughter. "You go, girl. You can take on anything," Cyborg said to Rosalie. "Do you want to go to the beach?" Starflight asked Rosalie and Vanessa. "Yeah, I need to close up our beach house up," Rosalie replied. "Some people will demolish the beach house down by sometime in the fall and before winter," Robin said to his daughter. "All of our things from the beach house are out. Just need to be closed up, and then you're all good to go." "Can me, Starflight, and Vanessa go to the beach alone?" Rosalie asked. "You know, Dad, just us as friends." "All right, Rosalie," Robin replied as he kissed his daughter's cheek. You and your friends can be trusted to go to the beach on your own." "Thanks, Dad. I love you and Mom," Rosalie replied. Later on that day, it was around 2 p.m. Vanessa, along with Starflight and Rosalie, were all at Jump City Beach. The girls were trying to find a spot on the beach to set their things down. This area where the food stands are busy, Vanessa said. Why don't we move down close to the old beach house? Rosalie suggested. Her friends nodded as they moved closer to the beach house. There's hardly anyone around near the old beach house. This spot is perfect, Vanessa said happily as the girls set their beach stuff down. They were in a shady place that had a cave inside. We're near a cave, so that way, if it rains, we can hide in there. It's a pretty place to hang out in, Rosalie replied as the girls were getting their bathing suits on in the bushes above the cave. 2 members of the hive were watching what was going on down below. They were watching the girls going to swim at the beach. That Rosalie Grayson down there is the right one, Seymour said to his best buddy named Kid Wicked. You should get her to be your girlfriend. Kid Wicked nodded and smiled at the idea. He did save her twice when Rosalie was a kid. Go get her, Tiger, Seymour added as Kid Wicked nodded. Don't get caught, though. Ready to swim at the beach, girls? Starflight asked as she and her 2 friends walked out of the safe in bathing suits. Yeah, Rosalie cheered. Let's go swimming and have fun. Rosalie, along with her friends, all ran into the water and swam in the beach. The water was refreshing. Yeah, I could go to the beach myself right now. This water is so refreshing, Vanessa said to her friends. Rosalie, I'm glad you picked a day to go to the beach. I'm glad you picked a great day to go to the beach. I'm glad I did so too. It's a nice day to swim and hang out, Rosalie replied as she splashed her friend Vanessa. The girls were hanging out at the beach until the sun was setting. That was really fun, Starflight said. The sun is setting. We should head home, Vanessa said as she and Rosalie ate the last of their ice cream cones. It looks like it's going to rain, Rosalie said as she changed from her bathing suit to her leotard and cloak on. I gotta close up the beach house. I'll catch up to you girls later. All right, Rose, take care, Vanessa said as she and Starflight packed up their stuff and Rosalie put her bathing suit and towel in the cave while she flew up to the beach house. She landed on the front porch of the beach house and walked inside. Kid Wicked was watching Rosalie in the distance. Keeping himself from being seen, Rosalie walked inside the beach house to see someone was in the house. Who are you? Rosalie asked the person as the person walked up the stairs. Rosalie followed the man into one of the bedrooms that was empty. I'm closing the beach house, and you shouldn't be here. Rosalie saw the man had a lighter and lit the curtains on fire. Rosalie got out of the bedroom as the man started to fight Rosalie. Kid Wicked was at the front door. He had a feeling that if the man tried to hurt Rosalie, ready to strike, Rosalie was knocked down to the ground as the fire was spreading around the beach house. Rosalie was ready to meet her fate when Kid Wicked jumped in front of her and punched the man away from her. He held Rosalie near him as he teleported himself and Rosalie out of the beach house. Rosalie got up with Kid Wicked, who helped her up, and watched the beach house in flames. The man who seemed to have fire powers walked out of the burning beach house. Oh, God, Rosalie said, as Kid Wicked held her as the two fled into the air to lose the man who burned down the beach house. Kid Wicked had to lose the man somehow. Kid Wicked saw the man had grabbed onto Rosalie's cloak, as Rosalie screamed in terror as she tried to kick the man away from her. Kid Wicked kicked the man in the face, then caused him to fall into the water below. That his screams were heard. Rain clouds closed in on the sky as Kid Wicked and Rosalie teleported to the same cave where Rosalie and her friends were. Oh, God, that was really scary, running away from that psychopathic person, Rosalie said, as the rain started to pour hard on the beach. Rosalie looked outside of the cave and sighed. Can this day get any worse? Rosalie sighed as she looked to see Kid Wicked standing in front of her. She was surprised as she backed up against the cave wall. And this is where we'll stop for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 of Lavinia the Cat Reads Chapter 4 of Daughter of Raven and Robin.